Hey, welcome to another episode of Southern Ohio Matters with Gina Collinsworth. Gina, it's always a pleasure having you involved with our telecast. And it's my understanding you have a great lineup of different things that we're going to be talking about today.
Hey, Patrick. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having us again. I've decided to call Southern Ohio Matters Good News You Can Use, because there's a lot of good news out there, and sometimes we don't get to hear the good news like we should. And I wanted to just say, the goal of our show is to help us all be informed citizens, because we have a big responsibility, if you think of it like that, to know what's going on in our area. And we want to shine the light on all the people out there who are doing the good work in their communities. That's what we're all about, the good people in our state and Southern Ohio, can you hear that accent, who are doing the good work. So one of those just happens to be my boss, John Hemmings, the Executive Director of the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission. Hi, John. How are you today?
Doing well, Gina. How are you?
Doing great. I'm coming to everybody here at the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission office. And John, we are sometimes working from home, and that's what you're doing today, right?
That is correct.
So thank you for making time for us. We've had a pretty busy week last week here at the office. We were involved with the project, and one of the things we do at OVRDC, we do a lot of partnership work, as you have helped me to understand. And one of the things we did last week was a partnership. Let's talk more about that with the Ohio Southeast and JobsOhio.
Sure. Last week, a few weeks ago, we received a call from the folks at Ohio Southeast, and they asked us about, they don't really have an office. Their staff work out of their homes and out of their car. And working with JobsOhio, they were able to secure several boxes, which you can see behind Gina there. There's some left in our office there that are for one of our counties. And they brought 600 of those to our office to then distribute to the Chambers of Commerce, to then distribute to small businesses within our region. And so it was just a matter of us providing space for the boxes until someone could come pick them up, and they didn't have to distribute them to 9 different counties. So it worked out well, and glad to partner. We usually work with Ohio Southeast and JobsOhio on projects, putting projects together for development assistance. This was a unique opportunity. They needed space, so sometimes you could, particularly now with COVID, you got to think outside the box, and you have to do partnerships and do things you normally is not part of your work. But we certainly are glad to be there, pitch in and help. So it's all about partnership.
I was really happy to help out, and we were talking about these kits. They're like SafetyToolKits, part of the Ohio Safe, Ohio Working campaign that they're holding through JobsOhio. So these PPE toolkits right here, they were really nice. They are sending these out all over the state. So for our region, I think there were 1,600 that went out, but they all have 3-ply masks. They have 100 of those. They have 10 KN95 masks and 24 ounces of hand sanitizer. Those are all things that have been kind of hard to get. So what were some of the people saying when they were coming into the office to pick them up? Some of the businesses, Pike County basically hosted it, the chamber.
Yeah, sure. I think, and even beyond that, I know a lot of the counties, the chambers, when they came to pick up the supplies that they were getting for their county and take them back to distribute to small businesses. A lot of positive feedback that I got from people, and very happy that JobsOhio did this for small business throughout the state. It wasn't just in our region, but all 88 counties benefited from this, and each did it a different way, how they distributed it. Just happened to be our way was to have the chambers come in there and pick it up. But the as Gina referred, the Pike County group, they actually had some of the businesses come over to our office on Wednesday of last week, the 22nd of July, and they picked up some of the supplies and got to speak to some of those businesses. And the response was pretty overwhelming, because we live in a time of social distancing, and at one time our lobby got a little packed, and everybody's like, well, let's some of us step outside. So it was very very good event that we had the excitement from the businesses there, but also we had to maintain social distancing, so we had to spread out a little bit. So, but overall, I think it was a great project. I want to applaud JobsOhio for what they did.
And the boxes behind us, John, you told me they were going out to Gallia County, so they're still coming to pick them up. And we had a couple people stop by today that wanted boxes. So the word's getting out about them, and I think it's really a great program. And when I talk to you, I think you always kind of know what's coming. So I wondered if you wanted to share any other support that you know will be coming down for our regional partners related to COVID or the CARES Act or anything like that.
Sure. While we're on PPE, our agency wrote a grant through the state of Ohio last fiscal year, and we were able to receive that grant, and it's to buy PPE for our counties, and not just the counties, but the cities, townships, any level of government in our 12 counties, or I should say 11 of our 12 counties. It's a Appalachia grant, so one of our counties is not federally defined as part of Appalachia, so we can't do it there. But nonetheless, we've been working with the EMA directors in each of the counties to identify what the needs are. And it's interesting because I think what we set out to believe might be the need, it's different and I'm glad we reached out and did not purchase that, just assume and purchase things that they didn't need. So one of the things that's come to light is the schools need masks for small children. So the adult masks don't fit them properly. Mm-hmm. So that's something that's come to our attention that is needed as part of that. So we're working with the EMA offices in 11 counties, trying to figure out what we order, but that's going to be a really big, exciting project. So it'll complement the JobsOhio project that we just spoke of, where they helped businesses. We're going to be helping the local governments and schools in our region with PPE. One of the things out of the CARES Act, we're going to be receiving some money as well. We haven't yet, but I think it's forthcoming. And we're going to be tackling and addressing the broadband issue. Now, this isn't to actually lay fiber and get people connected. There's a lot of effort and push and advocacy to make that happen. But one of the things you have to do is identify some information about where you're lacking service and such. So we're looking at bringing a broadband coordinator on at the office with this grant, and hopefully that will lead to future deployment of broadband. We are very involved in broadband. We're administering a project right now in 4 of our counties that is actually putting fiber in. So we understand it's a need, and I think if COVID taught us anything, it showed. I think we already knew we had a lack of fiber, so I don't know if it taught us. It just opened people's eyes to how bad the situation is. So we're looking forward to that coming up.
You mentioned broadband, and as part of the COVID response, Lieutenant Governor Husted's office had an exciting announcement about broadband initiatives last week. Can we talk about that before you go?
Yes. The Lieutenant Governor last week announced that they are going to do sort of an assessment of where go to carriers for a request of information to find out where there's broadband lacking, so that we can kind of put in, and there's going to be some money put out there. Gina, if I recall, it was like $50 million, wasn't it? That
yes.
was going to be provided for basically to build hot spots and things, so that as the school year progresses, if there are children that can't, if things change and children are forced to be at home and be schooled at home, that they can have access to Wi-Fi and do the work that all the kids can do, whether they have internet access or not. The one thing I'll point out about that, and it's great that they're doing that, we've been looking at this, and it is certainly more of a short-term fix, but certainly something that we need to do, because we can't wait years. These projects take years to come about, so we can't wait years and let the kids wait 3 or 4 years. Got to do something now. So this is a temporary fix, certainly, but it's a good temporary fix. It's something that'll help with our education school year coming up, maybe the one after that, because broadband deployments will take a while. It's not just going to start. We're not going to start laying fiber line tomorrow in a lot of areas, but there's efforts going on to make it happen.
Thank you, John, for taking time. That's a Broadband Ohio, Innovate Ohio project, and we'll just keep sharing information about it because it's just brand new information that came out last week. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us today on Southern Ohio Matters.
Thank you.
Patrick, a lot of great information there, and it's always great to talk about broadband. That's one thing in our area we can all agree on. We need more, don't we?
Very, very much so. People don't really realize in the rural area, we have a mismatch or a mixed match of different carrier systems. And because there's not enough people here, as opposed to in the city, sometimes our technology lags behind. And one of those technologies is broadband. So I am really pleased to hear John's been working on helping us to resolve that problem. We also have other individuals throughout our community that are likewise very active.
Like we said at the beginning of the show, we want to shine a light on the good work the good people of Ohio are doing. There are a lot of great people working in our community. So the next guest is Katy Farber, and she is with Ohio Southeast. So it takes a while to understand how everything works together, and Ohio Southeast is a regional partner to the statewide JobsOhio program. So they are kind of like the liaison to the state for a certain amount of counties in southeastern Ohio, which Waverly, Pike County, a lot of our counties here that we serve, we overlap. So that's how we got involved in the PPE distribution of the boxes like that are behind me. So Katy was here at the office, and I got to ask her a few questions about the initiative and about JobsOhio. What do they do? Sometimes you wonder, what does everyone do? You hear a lot about these agencies. You're not quite sure how it all works together, because that's the whole point. It is like a well-oiled machine. Everyone does their part, and then the wheels turn. So let's talk to Katy and learn more about Ohio Southeast and JobsOhio.
JobsOhio is the state private economic development agency that utilizes 6 regional partners, of which Ohio Southeast is one. We do the work for JobsOhio in the 25 southeastern Ohio counties, mostly Appalachian counties. And we have a team that covers the geography quite well.
What is Ohio Safe Ohio Working?
Ohio Safe Ohio Working is a program launched actually by the governor to ensure that our business community, that our doors stay open, that our economy can get back to work and stay safe at the same time.
Where did the idea come for distributing the PPEs?
I think JP Nassif, the CEO of JobsOhio, wanted to do something for the small business community in our state. And they devised the idea of a safety toolkit that we could distribute.
So who gets the PPEs and how are you getting them into their hands?
The target for the safety toolkits are small businesses, 100 employees and under throughout the state. We've gotten them in the hands of those small businesses in many different ways throughout the state, but specifically in the Ohio Southeast region, because there are 14,000 square miles to cover. We got them into the local development districts, so OVRDC, Buckeye Hills Regional Council, and Omega took and the Guernsey County CIC took the shipments of 1,600 PPE boxes. And then we've relied and partnered very closely with our local economic development organizations as well as our chambers of commerce. They have the direct connection with their local small businesses, and they are handing them out and having distribution events.
With the numbers on the rise across America and in Ohio, we have some red counties down here. Can you tell us, what do you think the impact of this will be?
We hope that it will make it much more accessible to small businesses who You know, no business has a line item for this kind of PPE that we need today. And we've heard some stories from small businesses already that whether it's to help their employees, stay safe, or their customers when they're coming in, being able to use them.
In your role as an economic developer in our area, what do you think we need here in Southern Ohio to attract more business opportunity?
So we do it every day, and we have done it for 8 years every day with our local partners. We work on good sites. We need buildings. We need buildings to house. We're in Pike County right now doing this, and the Masco facility, the former cabinet plant, was empty, and that was nearly 3 million square feet. It's full today. So jobs have been added, but we need to keep at it, and we work with our local partners every day on that.
And a little bit about you, Katy, personally, what do you love about the region and our communities?
So I am a Ross County native, and I reside in Ross County. I lived on the East Coast for a number of years and chose to come back. So that choice and being around family is very important to me. I love the renaissance that we're seeing in some of our smaller cities, Chillicothe, Portsmouth. Being able to not have to drive to a large city if you want to go out and enjoy some of the dining and shopping. And I'm excited to get to be a part of that renaissance.
Thank you for doing this today, and thank you for all you're doing in Ohio.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Gina.
Economic development is really something that a lot of people are starting to understand that it's going to be the way for us to really develop in our area, and Katy's a big part of that. Another person who's a big part of economic development happens to be someone who I bet you know, Patrick. It's Shirley Bandy, and she's over the Pike County Chamber of Commerce. Well, she's a great contact to local businesses in Pike County, and she basically sent out an email and told everyone about the PPE distribution so they could come here and get these free toolkits, because as one of the business owners mentioned when they came in, it's not only trying to keep their workers safe, which is what they're doing whenever they're distributing these free masks and hand sanitizer. They also want to make sure families are safe as well. When their employees go home, there are enough masks in these kits for them to share at home. And just to keep families safe and people in the community, you won't go out and shop if you don't feel like you're being cared for. If your business isn't treating you like, safe, you have to have these precautions in place. So Shirley, I asked her a few questions about the initiative because she was the one who organized it here in Pike County. And this is going on all over the state of Ohio. But let's talk to Shirley Bandy next, who is with the Pike County Chamber of Commerce.
Shirley, you have helped get these boxes out today here in Pike County, and it's been a big day, hasn't it?
It has been a big day, and we appreciate so much, so many businesses from so many different cross sectors. We've had retail, we've had the service industry, we have had some of the people come in from our local sawmills, and we've had some insurance companies, people that have reached out to us to let us know that having PPE available is really, becoming a hardship, and to continue staying open and to continue to keep their doors open, they know that masks are a way of the future. And it's something that as a chamber, it's our goal to help them keep their doors open. And we need to make sure that we definitely are a resource that can reach out and bring in the information they need as well as the tools they need. And these safety toolkits answer the call. So, we appreciate so much that JobsOhio and Ohio Southeast came to us and said, how can we partner with you? And we've been able to, get the message out and to promote working safe. And that's a big deal in Pike County and throughout the state.
Ohio Safe, Ohio Working. These are free PPE kits going out to businesses. If there's a business out there that hasn't heard about it yet, how can they get in touch and how can they get their free PPEs?
Well, we are, of course, promoting it on our website and our weekly newsletter, and we do email blasts trying to get the information out. But we do have people in the area that need these that aren't part of the chamber, and this program is for anyone in Pike County. You don't have to be a chamber member. Our email address is pikechamber@yahoo.com, and please, or call us. I'll even publish our phone number. It's 740-947-7715. Let us know what you need, and we will definitely help to get these in your hand. And if there's something else, You know, in Ohio, we have a manufacturers network that has a lot of good shields that are available and plexi screens. There's a lot of good information in Ohio that you can get locally. So we need to be able to get that word out.
That's another good point. We've got some Ohio businesses locally that are
Yes.
making PPEs and the protective equipment we need. And
Yes.
we appreciate all you do here in Pike County, and
No.
thank you for distributing the boxes.
No, a big thanks to OVRDC for letting us make a home here today. This is a wonderful facility, and it allowed us to showcase it and to show what we can do here in Pike County and what we have available. So thank you so much. We appreciate it.
My name is Brad Bapst. I work for the Ohio State University South Centers, and I'm the director of the Small Business Development Center there. Well, working with small businesses on a daily basis, that's what we do. This resource availability is very critical to small businesses because so many of them are dealing with lots of other different issues. And one of the issues that they've had that we've talked about is securing and the availability of PPE. So these kits are going to be very essential to them to, keeping their doors open. And it just takes a little bit of the worry out of what they have to do on a daily basis. It lets them focus on their business and not so much worry about the other things. This is a very helpful resource because a lot of businesses are struggling financially right now, especially, we've talked with the restaurant industry, with reduced availability to customers, reduced capacity. It's really cutting into their profit margins, and some of their supply chain pieces, their food items are elevated in cost too. So it's really cutting into their profit margins, and just having some of this PPE available free of charge is really helping to save them money on their bottom line. Because having this resource available on a statewide basis, and the kind of the continuity amongst the counties. There has been a lot of kind of different feelings in different areas across the state about dealing with this situation. And I think an effort like this kind of really brings everybody together and puts them all, just the realization that we are all in this together. And, having this accessible, across the region, I think it's a good step to say, here we are, and this is what we have to deal with. And this is what we really have to do to, turn the corner, kind of to put this virus down and make it, less of a presence in our daily lives. So that businesses can continue to operate. I think this is really critical that businesses keep doing these good safety practices, and it's going to allow them to keep their doors open.
That was a good video from Brad. Brad is the regional director of the Small Business Development Center who works at the Ohio State University South Centers. Gina, you've had some really good guests, and I really appreciate all the work that you put behind the scenes.
Thank you, Patrick. I'm starting to really enjoy putting the show together, and I want to add something new this month. Are you ready?
Great. Sure.
Okay, let's do a shout out segment. So every month we'll try to do a shout out, and this month for July 2020, we want to shout out to Owen White, who is a Jackson County native and a high school senior. And Owen was chosen over hundreds of other applicants to be in a very exclusive ARC, Appalachian Regional Commission Entrepreneurship Academy.
Great.
That's a mouthful.
Great. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
So that's it for this month, but we've got more great news and great people for next month. We'll get it all lined up, and we'll see you then.
Sounds great. Gina, thank you very much. I'm talking with Gina Collinsworth. She is the Public Information Coordinator at the Ohio Valley Regional Development Commission. And right below, you can see where you can contact her for additional information. I'm Patrick Dangle. Thank you for listening.